I have a cabinet or closet full of vitamins, right? A lot of us do, right? So how do we know what we should be taking, right?
Yes.
We hear about something, we hear, oh, this is really good for you. We buy it, we take it a few times, and then it's in the cabinet. So, I really do believe that it's the huge advantage to check your biochemical markers, right? Let's see what's happening in your body now. Let's see where the deficiency is. And, we can see right away because we're looking at all these markers. Sometimes we can see right what the issue is, right? Especially if you're looking at a hormone panel, you can see, okay, this is where the problem is, right? So we're looking at all of these markers. We can tell, okay, you need this, you need this, you need this. So it's targeted to you, what supplements you need, right? And you start on those. The signature DNA test is only done once in your lifetime, right? Because that particular test, we're looking at mutations that you're born with. They're not going to change.
Okay.
And we're looking at genes that will tell us about different things, your metabolism, your oxidative stress, how well you can clear toxins, etc. And that report is very clear. It gives you a very nice explanation of what the best diet is for you and exercise program. And you have different choices of the different types of exercise that you can do, right? So it's not difficult. It's there. We try to take the guesswork out of it, right? Mm-hmm. So after you start on the protocol, then, depending on what your particular protocol is, you would want to retest whether it's 3 months or 6 months to see if this is working. Now, a person can say, well, I feel better, so I know it's working. But how do we know that it's not placebo? Right?
Good question.
So that's why we're going to measure the markers, right? The truth is in the lab results.
Yes.
It's there.
Well, I love that it's basically customizing it, because I know I've been a health coach for almost 20 years, and I'll have a client come to me and say, listen, I'm doing all the right things. I've joined a gym, and, I do aerobic activity 3 times a week, and I've cut all the bad, quote unquote, bad carbs out of my diet, and I've, drinking all the water, and they're still not getting any results. And it can feel so disheartening.
Yes.
Like, I have put so much time, energy, and effort into healing my body, making my body stronger, and it feels like I'm running up against, a brick wall. So with testing, we can test and say, you know what, maybe that aerobic activity is not the best activity for you. Maybe you need something that's a little slower, like a yoga or walking or something. And that's the type of things that we can get from your test. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. The other important thing that we do. Yes, Shannon.
I have a client who has done all of the things, right? They changed their diet. They got rid of the processed food. They're drinking the water. They're doing the physical activity. And they have some numbers that are just not decreasing. Mm-hmm. Now, would this be a great example? And this is the part that I just thought of. You don't have to get a write-up from your doctor to order a lab test from your website.
Correct.
So if your doctor wants to do the test, they most certainly can back you and encourage you to do so.
Yes.
But you don't have to get the script for it.
Correct.
Like you do some other labs. So if you're just tired of beating your head against the wall and you've done all the things, this might be a piece to your puzzle to get to that root and finally help, get to where you want to be.
Yes, we do have our in-house physician that reviews all the tests that's ordered. But I do believe that we should be empowered to make our health choices that affect our health and our wellness and our longevity and our quality of life. And I'm not sure if you guys will have to edit this out. It's not to say, doctors are bad, but, you know how you're feeling. And if you would like answers to something, I really do believe that a person should be empowered to go and find those answers. Right.
And this is another option. So I'm 55 years old, and I'll just tell my own personal story just to kind of wrap it up. And I'm going through menopause, all this stuff that women my age go through. And I have had all the tests, I have great physicians, by the way. I love the doctors that I work with. Very open-minded to what I do, because, they'll ask me about something and I'll say, as a health coach, a nutraceuticals consultant, and energy healer, I do all sorts of stuff. So they're open to listening to all of my unique ideas. This isn't against my doctors, but they have a limited number of tests that they have access to. Right. They haven't been trained in functional medicine. And it's just like going to a Chinese restaurant and wanting to order, Italian food. That Chinese restaurant is amazing, and they do a great job at Chinese food. But what I really needed was Italian food. And so that's the example that I want to give, so that we're not necessarily, putting any doctor into a particular category. It's just they have access to a certain number of tests and a certain protocols, and not every doctor has everything. So if you've gotten to that place where you're at the Chinese restaurant and you really need Italian food to make you happy, then I encourage you, Shannon, what's the website again? So that I know that we're going to put it in the
longevilabsolutions.com.
Okay.
Yes, and you can always shoot me an email at support@longevitylabdx.com. Okay.
Excellent.